Please call the roll.
Senator Berg,
Present remotely.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornback, Senator Smith, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler, Senator Wilson,
Here.
Senator Wise, Senator Yates, Vice Chair Storm,
Present.
Chairman Higdon.
Here. We do have a quorum, and we only have one bill on the agenda today, and that's House Bill 490. And I'll turn it over to our Vice Chair, Senator Storm, and I'll go out and present this if that's okay with you.
That's perfect, Senator. Thank you.
All right.
If you'd like to identify yourself for the record, and then you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Jimmy Higdon, 14th Senate District, and here today to talk to you about House Bill 490. The underlying bill is House Bill 490. It's a airbag bill. It talks about, if you look through the bill, it's penalties and for selling fake airbags or counterfeit airbags. And this is a growing problem, and this bill deals with that, fines and whatnot. So it's a very straightforward bill about airbags.
Is there a committee sub on this?
There is a committee sub, Mr. Chairman. If you,
I'd entertain a motion to adopt the sub. Have a second. Motion, first and second motion. Anyone opposed? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Okay, well, let me tell you what's in it. Happy 60th day of session. And the only reason I want to tell you everything that's in it, because this is the surprise day, and I want you to know that in this bill there's no surprises. Like I said, we have the airbag bill, and also this is my first time doing the road plan, and I made a few mistakes, and I'm going to get a mulligan here and kind of correct some of those. But the main reason we're doing this is a change in plans on the Mountain Parkway. I got a call from the Transportation Cabinet a few days ago. They're zeroing in and laser focused on these mega project grants. And they have decided their best approach for the mega project grants is to only request the Ben Spence Bridge in this first round. We designed the entire road plan around only putting in design money in the Mountain Parkway. So we had to go back. There was no money, additional money in there for the Mountain Parkway. They have proposed a very aggressive construction schedule on the Mountain Parkway. In fact, if you look at, we're putting design money in 22 right away, and utilities in 23, and construction in 24. So this is a very aggressive approach. They will come back and apply for a federal grant for the Mountain Parkway at a later date, but not in the beginning. So that's the reason for the bill. There's other projects in there. We have like I said, the House Bill 490 is about counterfeit airbags. We have $421,000 in Garvey bonds. The interest for Garvey bonds, additional interest on Garvey bonds. Section 3 appropriates an additional $1 million for capital project in northern Kentucky. Section 4 adds a Clinton County project, which is US 127, that was not in the plan. It also corrects the cost of a bridge in Daviess County. We had it in there as $36,000. It was actually $360,000. adds a new project in Fayette County of $426,000 that we overlooked. Also, in Johnson County, Senator Wheeler was gracious enough to. We had a double. We had a planning study for 421, and so also we also had in that plan design money and right of way money for 421 also. So we couldn't do them both. So we were taking the $15 million out that we had for design and right of way, and just doing the planning study for that. There's stoplights that were needed in Covington because of the Ben Spence Bridge. We had failed to put those in there. The Mountain Parkway, a project in Nelson County, adds a Pendleton County project, and requests language change for bridge project in Powell County, and adds a Scott County project. It deletes some language about Z-Various in the Z-Various section, and it changes House Joint Resolution 82, which conforms to changes in House Bill 242, listed in Section 4 above. All those projects, it increased our funding. We were 98% programmed. These additions move it up to close to 99% programmed. So it just barely moved the needle, about $15 million extra dollars in the when you take off the $15 million that we saved on the Johnson County project. Mr. Chairman, be glad to entertain any questions.
I think we do have a couple questions. First from Senator Yates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senator, just on behalf of, I know Senator Webb will want to know, does this in any way affect the timeline for the Mountain Parkway?
No, it actually enhances the Mountain Parkway. Like I said, it sets a very aggressive schedule for it. Before, we were only doing design, and we were applying for a grant. If you know anything about federal grants, they take time. And so it may or may not, construction may or may not happen in this biennium. But with this plan, we're going, like I said, design, right? It'll start right away as soon as this bill's passed. Design will be, the money will be appropriated for design. That's in 22. 23, starting July 1 of this year, we also will approach, the money will be there for right of way and utilities. And then July 1, 2024, money will be there for construction. And like I said, it's a very aggressive schedule on that. And one of the things we do, and if you notice, there's only $5 million in there for construction on about a $100 million plus project. How do we do that? Well, it's not simple math, but we're allowed to. We have the money appropriated in the out years for the balance of that. As long as we have money appropriated in this biennium for construction, we can draw money from the out years in, and we do that quite often on those big projects where it allows us to schedule more projects.
Excellent.
You have a follow-up?
If I may.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator, for explaining that, and just in support of this, obviously, and thank you for all your hard work on putting the plan together, and I think you deserve a mulligan. But the shell that we got into it, as the PI attorney, I've actually seen that too, with the airbags that are being replaced into it. Problem is, a lot of these airbags now are $1,500, $1,800 a day per airbag. So a lot of times when they go off, there's there's a couple airbags. Well, the fine and penalty is still tops out at $5,000. So it's almost cheaper for them to take the chance instead of doing $3,000 or $4,000 to replace it. So maybe in future year we look at increasing that so it's not advantageous to them to kind of skirt the law. But thank you.
Appreciate that.
Senator Wise had a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Higdon, thank you for the work on this. I just want to point out my thanks as well as the people in Russell and Clinton County for the 127 project. You know, that was in my previous Senate district. We have worked on that for decades, and I appreciate that was in previously. It was taken out. And I really, really appreciate that being put in. In this current road plan, there was 2 sections of 127. This helps it tremendously. If that had not been put in, it would have made that construction project very hard to have worked on. So thank you for doing that.
Well, it is an important project, and that 127 corridor we've talked about, matching up with what Tennessee's done and parts of Kentucky. So that is a important project. So it was overlooked in the beginning, but I'm glad we got a mulligan on that and get to come back and revisit it.
Senator Turner had a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To help with that parkway, that's my district also, and for the benefit of the members, we just had decided a certain direction to go here recently, which was part of this planning stage. And as Senator has said, the construction part comes later. So, and I'm on board with this with Senator Webb also. It's been my district. One question I do have for the senator is, now you got a lot of these says delete, delete, delete over there on page 7 or 8. That's not deleting any of our projects, though, is it? You said earlier this was the time for the surprises. I just want to make sure it's on page 7 of the bill.
Page 7 of the bill. There is, okay.
UT rows and down through there.
Okay.
Inserts and
I looked through that. I don't think there's any surprises. If you start at the top, I think that we got on page 6. You're doing it.
yeah, it goes all the way through page 8, Senator.
Yeah.
I just not trying to be mean. I just
Okay.
I
All
haven't
right.
had a
Well,
chance to
let's
at
look
'em.
at. I have it. I looked at this last night, but
To your knowledge, it's not affecting any of the projects that
no.
exist. All right.
If you look, to find some. Okay, and line 13, it says delete. That's deleting. That's the Mountain Parkway. That's deleting the 10,420,025, which is the out years, because we've moved them into this biennium. Delete $4.2 million in 25. That's utilities. That's also the Mountain Parkway. Delete $99 million. That's a lot of money to delete. Delete $99 million from fiscal year 2027. We had to move that up to 2025. So that would be the next year. Like I said, we're just putting $5 million in, or $15 million in for construction. So we needed that in to move that up from 27 to 25. Each of those changes, if you go back, we could go back and find where they added those. Okay, back on page 5 of 8, at the top on line 3, insert National Highway, which is very good funding. In right-of-way utilities and construction, insert $10 million. That's the same $10 million that you're seeing deleted over on page 7. You see what? Okay, page 5, line 4. Insert
I'm following you, sir.
$10,427,000. All right, then go over to page 7, line 13, and we're deleting $10.42 million and 25, and we're moving that $10.4 million to 2023. So we're moving it up. So that's why we're deleting in the out years, moving it into the biennium, and that's what we did on several of those projects.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's all I have.
Senator Hornback has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Higdon, the only project we haven't mentioned, I know it's a little ways out, is the I-69 bridge. I know that we have a lot of work to do on approaches, and that's covered in the bill, the original transportation bill. I know that Indiana is a little bit further behind us on getting some of the work done and actually being ready for the bridge. But apparently they're not going to apply for a grant on the bridge at this time. I think's what I heard you said, just Brent Spence. So do you have any type of update on a timeline? Because there's not anybody here from West Kentucky, and that's very important to them. So just any type of updates you have. But I do know that it's not quite as build ready because of approaches and things.
I do know that it was important that we had the approaches in this road plan in this biennium, and they're in there. They're working on that. I've talked to Secretary Gray, and again, their plan is they're laser focused on BSB, Ben Spence Bridge, in this first round of grants for the mega projects, and they have made a commitment that the Mountain Parkway and the I-69 bridges will be in the second round of requests. Now, I don't know what that timeline is for second rounds, but they did not want to compete against themselves. They wanted to maximize their ability to get this Ben Spence Bridge. You know, and I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think most people would, if you look at that the federal government set that pull up just for Ben Spence Bridge. So we know, we're pretty sure that's going to be funded. So I think that's what they've decided to do, go after that and get started on it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and you've done a good job on doing this, and we all make mistakes, but the one mistake that I noticed you did make, you left out a couple of my road projects. So if you could get them in here in the last day, I'd appreciate that.
You know, Senator Hornback, I certainly apologize for that.
Seeing no further questions, at this time I'd entertain a motion a motion on the bill as amended by the committee sub. We have a first. Need a second. We have a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Embry, Senator Hornback, Senator Smith, Senator Turner, Senator Wheeler, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise,
Aye.
Senator Yates, Senator Higdon,
Aye.
Chairman Storm.
Aye. On a vote of 8-0, the bill shall be reported favorably with the expression of opinion the same should pass with the committee's substitute attached thereto. We do have a title amendment on this. Is that correct, Senator?
That's correct, yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Title amendment shall pass.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank all the members of the committee. It's been a joy serving with you all this year, and I appreciate your dedication to this committee. And Christina and Brandon, thank you all for your service. And Morgan's back here somewhere. Without Morgan's help, none of this would be possible. And I want to thank Morgan, and I really appreciate all her work and dedication to this road plan. It's a lot of work there and a lot of details, and I don't do details. I'm the 50,000 foot guy. And so Morgan took care of the details, and thank you, Morgan, and again, thank all you all. It's been a pleasure serving with you, and look forward to finishing up this last day. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Seeing no further business, we are adjourned.